All right, welcome to the core workout. All of our core workouts are gonna be on a Tabata timing, which means we're gonna do 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, and we're gonna do that 8 times in a row for each exercise. We'll do 5 exercises. So exercise number 1, you do 8 times, 20 seconds work, 10 seconds off, and then you go to exercise number 2, and then the number 3, and then 4 and 5. So that's how a Tabata class works, and that's how we do our course. As always, with any workout, you want to do some kind of warm up to get you moving. We can do some trunk twist here, just to get your body warm, get the blood flowing before we start really working it. Warm up of your choice. Just pick something to move your body. I like to do a little bit of everything, especially when I haven't done anything yet in a day, just to move a little bit, balance of all of me. Okay, we're gonna start out with some slow climbers. These are a variation of the mountain climber exercise. So this is gonna be in a high plank position on the floor. And we call them slow for a reason. So we are gonna go at a slower pace, and we're gonna be taking a knee towards the opposite shoulder and side. So we'll be in this position on the floor and bringing the knee up and to the side, and then alternating, all right? Up and to the side, up and to the side. So I'm really taking my knee and I'm trying to aim for my opposite elbow when I do this. Really concentrating on getting that twist in to work my obliques. And also because I'm in a high plank, really working all of my core for this. But I'm particularly making those obliques work, all right? So we're gonna do 20 seconds of that. Then give yourself a 10-second rest between rounds in this Tabata timing. For this next one, I'm just gonna turn sideways, just so you can see a side view of it, and then we'll move to the next one. All right, so we're gonna get in a high plank. And again, slow climbers, knee up and towards my opposite elbow. So I'm really kind of crunching my side, working those obliques. And if this is your first time trying these, you know, if you can only go a little bit of a twist, that's fine. You do what you can and work your way up to the full exercise, and you'll get better every day. Now it's time for Supermans. We've all seen the movie, we know that Superman flies. So that's what we're gonna mimic in this exercise. So this is a prone exercise, which means you're gonna be on the floor again, on your stomach. Your arms are gonna be out in front of you. I like to do mine in kind of a wide Y so I don't aggravate my shoulders too much. So we're gonna, at the same time, lift your chest and your legs off the floor, and then go back down. For my legs, I'm actually using my glutes to kind of initiate this lift, because this is a core exercise. I'm using my back muscles and my glutes to make this lift happen. So my shoulder muscles are not doing anything except holding my arm in place. So this is glutes, low back, a little bit up into your mid back and shoulders. I should say traps and rhomboids, not your shoulders. And we'll rest. I'm gonna do one more round of this just to give you another set to look at. Again, this is glutes to lift your lower legs to start that, and then up into your back. So no arm movement at all except to hold them in the same spot, all right? So here we go again. Up and hold. And notice I'm not over arching my back. This is not meant to kill your spine. This is just meant to work those muscles that support your spine. And this is just a steady, easy pace, not in a race. And that is your Superman. Next up is our V-sit press. So again, sitting, okay? So we're gonna work on a V-sit. That's our first part of this exercise. So V-sit, a full V-sit, straight legs, straight torso, in a V, all right? You can modify this. You need or want a little bit of bend in your legs. That'll make it a little bit easier to sit in a V. You just wanna make sure that you are leaning back with your torso. So I've got solid core here so that I can lean back. And I'm trying to hold this V-sit, right? So again, if this is new to you, if this is all you can do and you can hold this V-sit, then that is great, all right? 20 seconds in a V-sit. This will be kind of your level 1 to get started, all right? So again, legs can be bent, legs can be straight, but the key to this is that you're in a V and you've got this backward lean with your torso so that you're strong in the core to hold it there, all right? So that's the first level of a V-sit. And again, anytime you work out at your own pace. Do what you can. Don't feel like you're keeping up with anybody else. And if you're watching this by yourself, then you definitely don't have to keep up with anybody else. All right, so we're gonna add one little step to this V-sit to make it a V-sit press. So if you feel confident with your V-sit and you wanna add something to it, you can grab a small medicine ball. You can do it with a single dumbbell. If you've got dumbbells, a single kettlebell, a single small plate, weight of your choice. It doesn't have to be super heavy, okay? So you're gonna start out in the V-sit, all right? So got a good V-sit going on. Now I'm just gonna hold this weight in front of me. So kind of level 2. If all you can do is hold the V-sit and hold the weight, great, all right? If you wanna add something to it, then just press that weight overhead while you hold the sit, all right? So this makes it a little bit more of a dynamic movement. So you notice I'm working a little bit harder to keep my balance in this V-sit while I'm doing this press, okay? So that's your your kind of last step up for this V-sit press, is to get that press going, all right? But again, if you can just hold the V-sit, that's good too. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds rest, 8 rounds. Next up, we're gonna go into some glute bridge marches. So we're including glute bridges in this core workout because to me, core is a lot more than just abs and crunches. So we try to include both sides all the way around of your core because that's what you need to support your body. So this is gonna be glute bridge marches. So you're gonna set up in a good glute bridge. For this, I like to keep my feet pretty close to where I'm sitting. Makes it easier for me to sustain a good solid glute bridge, all right? We're gonna move this out of the way, all right? So step number 1 is a glute bridge. So you're gonna squeeze your glutes to lift your hips up off the floor and push them toward the ceiling, all right? So the key here is you want to have a good glute bridge is no sagging of the hips, right? Fire those glutes, hips towards the ceiling, shoulders on the floor, straight line from your shoulders to your knees, okay? And sometimes you have to adjust a little bit to get my shoulders good enough under me, right? So this is step 1, glute bridge. If this is all you can do is work on a glute bridge, then that is fine, right? If you can't hold a glute bridge for the whole time and you want to do some reps of a glute bridge, that's fine. All right, but in this exercise, we're aiming for glute bridge marches. So that means we're gonna hold a bridge, and then one leg at a time, we're gonna march. So I'm lifting one leg, and when the leg is down, I'm giving a little extra glute squeeze to make sure that my hips don't sag towards the ground when I'm doing the march. So I wanna try and keep that straight line going while I'm marching. All right, it's just a little extra added difficulty here. I like to keep my hands kind of on my hips and my waist, just to make sure that I'm also firing my deeper core while I'm doing this exercise in addition to my glutes. All right, so that's your glute bridge march. Next up is our straight leg sit-up. So, as the name suggests, our legs are gonna be straight out in front of us. I like to keep my toes pointed straight up. Actually, I try to usually pull them towards me a little bit, so I lift my heels off the ground just a little bit. Legs straight. Starting position is here, with your arms up in front of you. All right, so it looks just like this. Up and out. Back down again. So for this, I am rolling from the top of my spine up towards my waist. So I initiate here, roll up, and then from here, I'm engaging my core to lift me straight up, kind of sit up straight, and I'm gonna reach over my toes instead of for my toes, right? When I reach over my toes, it lets me keep my back straight, right? And really focus on using my core in that full sit, right? So I reach over my toes. Also, because this keeps me from curling down here, because that puts a lot of extra flexion in the spine, and I'm not a big fan of that, because I want to protect my back. And if you overdo it sometimes, all that flexion can cause you some issues. So I'm reaching over my toes, and also on the way down, I'm controlling on the way down. So I'm kind of going back down slow, instead of letting gravity and my body weight just flop me onto the floor. If you're listening at home and I sound out of breath, I apologize. That just lets you know I really am doing this. So up and reach over my toes, and that is straight leg sit up. All right, you made it. Remember to finish up with some sort of cool down, just some easy movements to kind of shake everything loose. You just worked your core some. All right. You just want to give yourself a cool down that's an active cool down. Just to put a little bit of stretch on those muscles you were just working. For your core, you can just kind of reach up and reach back. So a little bit of extension here to kind of stretch out those abs. You can do a little side reach for your obliques. A little reach for your hamstrings here. You can do this with a flat back, and then you can roll over and tuck your chin. To get a good bit of flexion here. Like I said, a little bit of cool down. Whew. To recover from all that work you just did. Good job, everybody. See you next time.